Hey, it's Tommy coming at you with video 2.0 of my CPE Clodbuster here. The first video I did didn't come out that great, real shaky due to the fact that I tried to hold the camera and do the video at the same time. Not the greatest idea, so I figured I'd do a follow-up video to try to improve on it so anybody is interested in the truck or upgrading their Clodbuster to this particular chassis. It's a little easier to see and easier for me to show you. I guess we can just start with the body. I'm running a Proline Jeep body here. I tend to paint my RCs black, preference. Think it gives it a nice aggressive look, but enough about that. Let's pull it off and see what I'm running. Now this is the Crawford Performance Engineering Full Race Terminator chassis. You can get it in two versions, one being aluminum, another being the carbon fiber. Obviously this is the aluminum. I have no problems with this chassis. It's a great chassis. Tons of options as far as mounting your suspension. All around very versatile. I have had no breakage on this chassis at all. I do run the RC four-wheel drive Mudslinger tires. It's winter here in Ohio, and it just makes sense to run something with a lot of tread, real sticky, and this seemed like the best application for what I was doing. The only problem with them is they're pretty heavy. So they're not a really good race application, but as far as bashing or snow, mud, dirt, no problem. I do run the CPE 1-inch wheel extenders. That tends to give the truck a much wider stance, so you don't get those rollovers at higher speeds. A great benefit, obviously. As far as electrics go, I run a Traxxas EVX2 ESC. That way I can run the dual motors right off that without running them in series. And I can run the dual lipos to get that extra power, extra runtime, and not to mention it's waterproof. So as far as I was concerned, it's the right ESC for this rig. Honestly got the idea from my Summit. Never had a problem in my Summit, so figured I would run it in this. I run the dual 550 can size Titan motors, the reverse rotation one in the back. Plenty of power. I considered doing the brushless thing, but these are old gears, old gearboxes, really weren't equipped for the power of brushless. Obviously people do it, but I really wasn't trying to go for that type of speed. I was trying to get a little actually more torque out of it. So it's a good application for what I was trying to do. I run a Traxxas 2070 Servo. Not quite as powerful as I'd like it to be to turn these big heavy tires, but it gets the job done, and of course a good servo saver. If anybody knows anything about this chassis, generally the steering is actually in the back to protect it, but when running 550 size motors you couldn't fit it that way, so I had to turn it around to the front. But I actually noticed that my steering was improved, and I really haven't had any problems with bumping into this, ruining it, anything like that. So far so good, but it actually worked out quite well. Of course I run full serial ball bearings in this. Also the Integy nylon gears within the gearboxes. The controller I run is a DX3E Spectrum controller. No problems there, it runs really well. And I run 1/8 scale aluminum oil-filled shocks. I find that tends to give the suspension a lot more travel, obviously, because of the size of the shock. But you can get an idea of what I mean. So, yeah, lots of travel there. And it gives it a cool look. So, this is basically the Clodbuster. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was a little better than the first one. If you liked the video, please feel free to hit like. And I hope to see you the next time.